everyone, welcome back to Little Malayan. Having lived in Japan for more than 30 years, I have witnessed many changes in the country compared to when I first arrived. Japan is a country that values its tradition, but over the years I have seen how modern lifestyle and technology have influenced and reshaped its culture. In this video, I would like to share some of the changes that have stood out to me. Let's take a walk around Sapporo, Hokkaido, and look at the snow festival. When I first came to Japan, it was common to see women wearing kimonos on special occasions like New Year's Day, weddings, graduation ceremonies, and school entrance ceremonies. However, these days, Western clothing is much more common, even at formal events. Many women prefer suits or dresses because they are easier to wear and more practical. A kimono can be quite expensive and it takes a lot of time and effort to put on properly. Not to mention, it can be restrictive, making movement difficult. This might be why we don't see as many women wearing kimonos anymore. Personally, I feel a little sad about this because kimonos represent the beauty and elegance of the Japanese women. Another noticeable change is how weddings and funerals have become much simpler and less elaborate than before. In the past, Japanese weddings were often grand affairs held in luxurious hotels or shrines with hundreds of guests. Nowadays, more couples choose smaller, more casual weddings, sometimes even skipping traditional ceremonies altogether in favor of simple gatherings with close family and friends. Some even opt for weddings abroad. Funerals have also changed significantly. When my parents-in-law passed away, my husband and his brother decided to keep the funeral small because there weren't many relatives who would attend. In the past, funerals were large, elaborate events where many people, relatives, neighbors, and even distant acquaintances came to pay their respects. But in recent years, I have noticed that more families are choosing kazokuso, or family-only funerals, which are smaller and more private. I think this reflects the changing family structure in Japan, where people have fewer children and family ties are not as strong as they used to be. Sending New Year's greeting cards or nengajo used to be a very important tradition in Japan. In the past, we would send more than 50 cards every year to friends and relatives. However, over the years, the number of nengajo we send has gradually decreased. With smartphones and social media, it's now much easier to send a quick message or a digital greeting instead of taking the time to write and mail physical cards. While this is more convenient, I personally feel that digital messages can replace the warmth of a handwritten card. One of the most interesting changes I've noticed is in fashion. When I first arrived in Japan, many young women follow a strong group mentality when it came to fashion. If a certain brand of handbag became popular, everyone would buy the same one. Hairstyles were also quite uniform. Many women had similar perm or straight styles, and fashion trends were followed strictly. However, today's fashion is much more diverse and individualistic. While trends still exist, people are more likely to mix and match styles to suit their personal tastes. You see a wider variety of clothing choices, hairstyles, and accessories, reflecting a greater sense of self-expression. I find this change quite interesting because it shows how Japan's younger generation is becoming more independent in their way of thinking. Japan has changed a lot over the past 30 years. Some traditions are fading while new customs and habits are emerging. While I feel nostalgic for some of the old customs, I also appreciate the positive aspect of change, such as increased convenience and greater self-expression. The rest of the video is about the snow festival in Sapporo. I hope you will enjoy watching it.